It's also lake's very full too, so. Yeah, absolutely.
The Gun Barrel City Board of Adjustment will meet in a regular meeting in City Hall, Council Chambers located at 1716 West Main Street, Gun Barrel City, Texas, on Friday, June the 21st, 2024 at 2 p.m. Call to order. Roll call from my left.
Tracy here.
Sikora here.
Mullins here.
Coleman here.
We have a quorum. It takes 4 affirmative votes in order for a variance to be granted. If a variance is denied, the only course of action for the requester is to file an appeal in Henderson County District Court. All right, new business. Do you want to go before the motion or, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Want to consider and take action to approve the minutes of April 4th, 2024 Board of Adjustment meeting. And I have a motion.
A motion.
Do you have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Vote from my left.
Tracy, yes.
Sikora, yes.
Mullins, yes.
Coleman's yes.
Motion passes. 1B, consider or take action on a request from Dave Dubinsky involving Lot 15 in Sherwood Shores subdivision located at 135 Little John, Gun Barrel City, Texas, for a variance to Chapter 156.032, Single-Family Detached Residential District, R3, Section C, Dimensional Requirements 1, Residential Uses, D, minimum yard setbacks. 2, side interior 5-foot variance on the northeast side of the property, according to the provided survey to allow for construction of a carport. Do you have a motion?
Oh, yeah, I move that we consider and take action on the request from Kay Dubinsky involving Lot 15 in the Sherwood Shore subdivision located at 135 Little John, Gun Barrel City, Texas, for variance to Chapter 156.032, Single-Family Detached Residential District, R3, Section C, Dimensional Requirement, Residential Uses, Minimum Yard Setbacks. 2, side interior 5-foot variance on the northeast side of the property, according to the provided survey to allow for construction of a carport.
Okay, we've got a motion second.
A motion second.
Okay. You're up, ma'am.
So today we have an application from Ms. Kay Dubinsky, which is here today. It's Lot 15 in the Sherwood Shores subdivision for 135 Little John. The application was received on April 4th, 2024. As you guys know, we had a meeting scheduled for this, and it had to get canceled because of an error in the agenda at the time, so we had to reschedule it for today. So the letters were sent out on the 6th, the newspaper notice was published on the 11th, and then today is the meeting scheduled. Okay, so the next slide. This is a copy of the survey provided by the applicant, and it's also as it exists. And this is also the site plan for the proposed carport. The property is located on 135 Little John in Sherwood Shores. The applicant is seeking a variance, asking that the 5-foot side yard setback be reduced by 5 feet to allow for the construction of a carport. And she has prepared a set of drawings for your review, and the property in question sits on Little John and is a single-family residential home built within the setbacks. The garage is not within the setbacks, sorry. This is the 200-foot boundary that letters were sent to. I received 2 letters in response. Those are sitting in front of you. That's what I put on your guys' desk when you guys came in today, and they were in favor of the variance request. The The requirement this request comes from is 156.034, the single-family detached residential district R5. The requirement is for this 5-foot side interior setback, and they have requested that all 5 feet. This is an image that was provided by the property owner. This is 5 feet from the property line, and it shows that the garage is currently sitting within that setback. And this is the carport that they're wanting to place is going to go in front of that garage, that existing garage. This is more images, and if Ms. Dubinsky, when she has her chance to talk, she wants to provide more information about these, she's welcome to. But this was before Ms. Dubinsky had remodeled her home, if I'm correct? When she purchased it, before she did the remodel, which includes the carport that's within the setback. That carport was remodeled into a garage, so it was enclosed. So it was already within the setback, and Ms. Dubinsky simply closed it in. The next one is just an example that the applicant provided of what the carport is going to look like, the material that it's going to be made out of, and this a similar version of it. The next one is, I went out and actually got to see Kay there. And we talked a little bit, and she showed me around. So I took some pictures of the outside with her permission, of course. So that's the front of the home. So the garage, right where Janet just moved the mouse, is right there. And then the carport is going to extend over into the grassy area, past the driveway a little bit. The next one is the street view of the property from the opposite side of where the garage is going to, or where the carport is going to go. And then on this next slide, I wanted to include this. This is on the opposite side of where the variance is request, but the property next to Kay also did have had their driveway built on the applicant's property. So that driveway extends over the property line into Ms. Dubinsky's property. So if you have any questions for me, and then also Kay is here, so.
Kay, you want to say anything?
Okay. I forgot to mention, I'm sorry. Yeah, I put in my staff report that she had already purchased the carport, and she called me today and corrected me. She is in contract. She has not purchased it yet, so just so that's aware. Clear.
Brooke, before you said, did you have a question? Anybody have a question for Brooke?
I'll probably ask her. I was just wondering what year the house was built. Okay.
Okay. Kay, you want to give us a little brief statement on?
Okay, I enclosed a bunch of photographs purposely because it's kind of weird because it sets on the property line. The neighbor next door owned both houses, and at those years, as we know, we didn't have much in code compliance. I purchased the home in 2006 or 8. Actually, I was Shannon's first CO. When he got his job, he came and did a CO on me. I was the first one. And I closed in the garage and made it, a carport to make it a one-car garage because that's what's necessary for our R3. There's other pictures in there, if you just look through them and see, of other carports that are within eyesight of mine, which houses have sold, and they've not been brought up to code. Mine, I bought it, I remodeled it, and brought it up to code immediately. My house is ADA compliant and complete city code. Shannon and I went over every part of it. So the only part I'm asking is on where the garage sits like this, the fence runs along our property all the way to the front. And I just need those couple of poles planted where you can see with the tape measure, the pole 5 feet in would restrict my access to my garage, the existing garage. It's one of those, it's an aluminum carport. It's not anything fancy, but it's what I need because I have someone who will be residing in my home that has a classic car that we're going to put in the garage, and then we'll have to park, on the grass yard or, on the one-car driveway. So I want to be able to park 2 cars outside and the one classic car inside the garage. So he won't let me put it outside. He gets
Anybody
a
have any
garage.
questions? Okay,
Any questions?
No.
No, you covered mine. I was kind of curious about that driveway.
Well,
So the previous owner owned both properties and just,
it was owned by the guy next door, and then his mother-in-law passed away, and he sold it, and I bought it from the other owner.
gotcha.
And this doesn't affect them at all, does it?
no, it's on the other.
No, it's on the other
The
side.
the neighbor on this side is one of the people who wrote the letter of recommendation for me. He and I have been talking about this for quite a while.
Okay.
Are you going to be able to construct it? I see the need to put that post there. Are you going to be able to construct that without overhang going into your neighbor's yard?
It's going to be flush. It'll be, if you look at the picture again, there's a garage door and then about that much of,
Okay.
the garage. The pole's going to be against, the side this way, not that way.
Okay,
Because I have concrete and we're going to set it up against the concrete, the pole. As close as we can to make it, more flush, more architectural, nice with the way the garage and the carport is.
no, absolutely. I'd worry about that if it was hanging over into your neighbor's yard, because
No, it won't.
they might not realize it when they say everything's great, but if you've already thought about that.
Yeah, no, he and I have probably measured about 20 times, because he has, believe it or not, in those days, people didn't pay attention. And his sprinkler system is on my side of the fence against my driveway, which
Okay.
sprays towards him.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the other day, he dug his up so I could have them not they're using those screw anchors, what they call mobile home anchors. They wouldn't screw them into his, he and I dug up that whole edge along there, see right there? That one side between my fence and my concrete there, we dug that up so that my guys won't put the screw anchors in his sprinkler system.
Okay,
All right.
great. Does anybody else want to speak on this?
No.
Any other questions? Any comments? What we have is basically a existing non-conforming condition. And our setbacks are typically for the spread of fire from one structure to another. And the thing is with this carport, the garage is going to catch fire before that carport does. So,
Yes, yeah.
right, we understand that. We understand that. Any further discussion?
No, no.
Okay.
Are you ready for a motion?
Well, we're going to move to, we've already got a motion on the floor.
Oh, you're right, I'm sorry.
So just go ahead and vote, and then we'll go to the next one.
All right.
Approve or discuss?
I said consider, yeah.
Consider, okay.
All right, so I'll remake the motion. So I move that we approve and take action on a request from Kay Dubinsky involving Lot 15 in the Sherwood Shores subdivision located at 135 Little John, Gun Barrel City, Texas, for variance to Chapter 156.032, single-family detached residential, R-3, Section C, dimensional requirements, 1 residential uses, 2 minimum yard setbacks, 2 side, exterior, 5-foot variance on the northeast side of the property according to the provided survey to allow for construction of a carport.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. No further discussion? Vote for my left.
I'll vote now.
Yeah.
I say yes.
Sikora, yes.
Mullins, yes. Motion passes. Okay, 1C, consider or take action on a request from Sean and Teresa Martin involving Lot 63 in Loon Bay subdivision located at 239 Loon Bay Drive, Gun Barrel City, Texas 75156 for a variance to 156.033 single-family detached residential district R4, R4A, Section C, dimensional requirements on single-family detached residential district R4, 1, residential uses. D, minimum yard setbacks. 1, front 25 feet of the Gun Barrel Revised Code of Ordinances, asking for a 15-foot variance on the property, on the front of the property according to the provided survey to allow for construction of a 14 by 24-foot shed. Have a motion?
I move that we consider and take action on a request from Sean and Teresa Martin involving Lot 63 in the Loon Bay subdivision located at 239 Loon Bay Drive, Gun Barrel City, Texas, 75156 for a variance to 156.033 single-family detached residential district, R-4, R-4A, Section C, dimensional requirements on single-family detached residential district, R-4, 1, residential uses, minimum yard setbacks, 1, front 25 feet of the Gun Barrel City Revised Code of Ordinances, asking for a 15-foot variance on the front of the property according to the provided survey to allow for the construction of a 14 by 24-foot shed.
Got a motion and a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. So on this one, I realized, sitting back here, that I left out that there was a permit issued for this property. By mistake, it was missed, basically, the way that it was read. That's why there's a copy of the permit in your packet today, just to show that there was a permit issued. And then when the building official went out to inspect, realized that it was within the setback and that the permit had been issued and it should not have been, so it was a mistake. But then, so we received after pretty much the next couple of days when Shannon inspected it, we received an application on the 22nd for a variance request, and then letters were sent out on the 6th, newspaper notice on the 11th, and then today's meeting on the 21st. This is a copy of the survey. I helped drew this up just to kind of show exactly. It's going to be 10 feet from the property line, and they're asking for a 15-foot variance of the 25-foot setback, so to be reduced by 15 foot. To allow for the construction of a 15 by 24-foot shed. Sean and Teresa Martin have prepared a set of drawing for your review, and the property in question sits on Loon Bay Drive. The existing single-family residential home is already built within the setbacks, and there was a permit issued on April 16th for the construction of the shed. But again, upon the inspection of the property, it was found that the placement of the shed was within the required setback. This is the 200-foot boundary for the letters that were sent out. Couldn't send any to the lake, so. This is where the requirement comes from 156.034, single-family detached residential district R4. In section 1D, the front 25-foot setback. And again, the applicant has requested a variance for 15 feet. This is an image provided by the property owner. She is here as well. So if you have any questions from her, but this is, I believe, from her house measured. Oh, I'm sorry, from the 325 line and the setback. So, and then this is.
I'm sorry, the tape measure is the 325 line? Yes. Okay.
Yes, yeah. And then this is the length of, this is 25 feet from the property line, and that, that's what the inspector found, and it's within the 25 feet. The next one is the street view of the property. I went out and took some pictures just to kind of get a better layout of what the property looks like, I think. So that's the street view of that, and that's the slab. The building official did go ahead and let her pour the concrete because you can't have a concrete pad within the setback, with the understanding, and we've made it clear that if the BOA does not approve for the shed, the concrete pad has to stay a concrete pad. It cannot be built up as a shed. So this is, the next one is just more images of kind of giving you another angle about where the concrete pad is in relation to the house. And if you have any questions for me, if we want to allow Teresa the chance to speak, she's here as well.
Teresa, you got anything you want to say? I just want to make one comment that measurement that showed the 25 feet from the property line actually wasn't from the property line. It was actually out closer to the street. Property line actually runs a whole lot closer, almost even with that wall that's running out there in front of her house. I did take a measurement, and 25 feet from the property line would put it almost to the 325 line at the cul-de-sac. So I did some other measurements going 5 foot off of the house, looking at 25 foot back off of the property line at the street. And with that measurement and going back to the 325, they could not build the size shed, the 12 by 24 shed. There's not enough room there.
Okay.
I wanted to add too that they attempted to get a permit, I believe, with Tarrant, and you're not allowed to build past that 325.
No, you can't.
So just to clarify that.
You can't cross the 325 line.
And did I understand you right, that when you did a measurement, that it was almost to the?
If they really went with the setback, the starting point would have been almost on the 325 line from the property line. So in essence, the property's unusable for this technically.
How old is the house?
Built in 66.
66.
1966, and definitely correct me if I'm wrong, but this is more of a side yard. It's not a front yard where the shed is being located. You see the fence, and on our survey, you can see the fence line, which goes from the front corner across. And then,
Can you speak? I'm sorry. Yeah. We have to put it on.
okay, and looking at the survey, you can see the fence, which goes from the front corner to the left, to the side. And then there is another 10 feet out to where the property line crosses over. And then there's another 10 feet out to Loon Bay Drive. So between our property line and the street, you've got about 10 feet.
Yeah, the property line moves because of the cul-de-sac. So it sits back after it goes past the house.
Right. Yeah, I'm always concerned, like, if it's not going to impair or impede anything, if it's a few feet, I worry less. 10 foot is a lot, but I'm also curious as to how the building permit got issued with, that's a that's a pretty big oversight to not see that, but, okay.
It was just misread.
Gotcha.
It
Okay.
was just a mistake on the permitting part.
Okay.
It was
Yes, we
it was
had
just
already,
misread.
the concrete company had already dug the form out and put in the
The forms, yeah.
moat.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
moat, the way it was dug. And then we just had the torrential rains, and it just kept raining. And we were afraid that we might end up with a big mud hole out there. And that's when we made contact with Shannon and asked, you know, hey, can we go ahead and pour the concrete because we're in a position here with all this rain. It's filling up. Then it would stop raining and it would drain well, but then it would fill up again. And he said, yes, we could go ahead and pour the concrete.
Have we heard anything from the POA or neighbors?
Yes, I have 2 letters here supporting. I'm not sure, those didn't make it into the packet.
And just so you know, there's already a building sitting out there along that front fence that was there, that was put there by previous owner.
So, and I think I looked at this on Google Maps. Where is the closest house to this? Is it that house that we see right there? Is that the closest neighbor?
That's the closest neighbor on that side, yes.
Gotcha. So closest,
Actually, I'm closer and I'm across the
Yeah, I
street.
think Georgianne might be a little closer, but might be just
Not-
about
not
the
to this,
same.
not
Might
on this
just be the
side.
same. Oh, on this side? Yeah, that's the only neighbor on that side, yes.
okay.
So you're across the street from them?
That's my house right there.
So are you allowed to vote on this? Or is it?
Yeah, I have no financial gain.
Was that a question to me?
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Teresa.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else wish to speak? No?
No. I would move that we would vote on the motion, the very long motion that was previously read.
To approve, you had it first.
I'm sorry, to approve, yes. Sorry.
Motion to approve. We have a second?
A second.
Motion and a second. Vote for my left.
I'm gonna vote yes.
Sikora, yes.
Mullins, yes.
Coleman, yes.
Motion. Motion to adjourn.
So,
You were real quick on that.
we're getting this down.